From the 1011 Now Alert Center, this is the Night Beat, sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Lincoln.
Good evening and thank you for joining me. I'm Jessica Blum with your headlines for Thursday, March 5th. First, happening tonight, a ceremony to remember a fallen hero. Martial Arts International in Bellevue is hosting a candlelight vigil to honor Sergeant First Class Noah Tegens, who was killed in a drone strike in Kuwait. Tegens was also a former instructor at the Martial Arts Club. The ceremony comes on what would have been Tegens' 43rd birthday. In a post on Facebook, Martial Arts International says this is a small, invitation-only gathering due to limited space, but the group plans to host a larger community event in the future. We'll have much more from this story later this evening at 10 p.m. A Lincoln man is making his first court appearance this afternoon after police say he fired shots at officers outside an Office Depot more than a week ago. Officers returned fire at 49-year-old Robert Burrs, who was sent to the hospital before being booked in jail. But his criminal history goes far past last week's break-in. A bedridden 49-year-old Robert Burrs made his first court appearance after police say he fired at an officer during an attempted burglary. Burrs was shot as a result. That LPD officer is still on leave. But today, Burrs was not arraigned only on any new charges. Instead, the court caught up with him on two previous cases from last year. On top of the shooting, Burrs is accused of two other cases, including a string of burglaries in late 2025. Court records show Burrs hasn't been appearing in court for those cases, so the judge moved both along today. As for the shooting, Burrs will be arraigned in that case tomorrow, and we expect to learn more details then. I'll be in the courtroom again to bring you the latest. Police seizing several drugs from a Northwest Lincoln home yesterday. According to court documents, 47-year-old Alrondo Taylor is facing felony drug charges after investigators searched his home. An arrest affidavit says a search warrant was served at Taylor's home near Northwest 54th and Superior Streets. Investigators believe Taylor was selling drugs. The affidavit alleges officers found 15 pounds of meth and 7 pounds of marijuana in the home. They also discovered thousands of dollars in cash, mushrooms, and cocaine. Taylor was arrested, and a judge has set his bond at $700,000. His next court date is April 7th. Well, the days are getting longer and the temperatures are rising. That means it's almost time for Lincoln's official flower, the orange traffic cone, to bloom. LTU announcing millions in new road projects for this year. In a few months, 27th near the intersection of South Street will be torn up as part of a $50+ million set of projects planned across the city. LTU Director Liz Elliott explaining the projects range from bus stop improvements to residential streets, traffic signals, and water mains. $18 million of the $53 million price tag comes from the money raised by the Lincoln on the Move tax, which voters renewed again last year. 27th Street from South to Nebraska Parkway, Cornhusker Highway from 39th to L55X, and 48th Street from Normal to Cotner are big road projects to expect this year. Local business owner Christine Stout just made it through the work on Pine Lake Road, which started just after her business opened.
It definitely affected the customer satisfaction in trying to get into the place, but everyone figured it out, and then it was easy. We tried to explain to people too that it'll be different every time, so bear with it.
Stout saying the result of all that construction work was good, smoother lanes, an easier time turning, and much better traffic signals. Her advice to other business owners facing construction on their street: spread the word and just hang in there. A popular walking trail in West Lincoln is back open. A portion of the Salt Creek Levee Trail closed about a week ago following a fiery bridge collapse not too far from Pinnacle Bank Arena. Lincoln Parks and Rec officials say the paved portion that travels underneath the bridge is now good to go, but travelers should still exercise caution. As a reminder, the Union Pacific Bridge collapsed last Monday and has already reopened to train traffic as well. Now to an update on the sinkhole in Omaha that caught national news attention. Pacific Street has officially reopened in the Exarban neighborhood. Traffic returned this afternoon after the sinkhole swallowed two vehicles last Tuesday. Thankfully, both drivers were able to get out with the help of Good Samaritans. We still don't know exactly what caused the hole to form, but city engineers say it could have been how close Omaha is to the Missouri River, leading to soil erosion. Well, up in northeast Nebraska, a 42-year-old woman from Norfolk was rescued from a rollover crash in Stanton County. The crash happened on Wednesday just after 11 a.m. near Pilger. Investigators are unsure what led up to the rollover, but think the driver might have suffered a medical episode. Crews used the jaws of life to get the woman out of the vehicle, and she was taken to the hospital in Norfolk and then flown to Omaha for further treatment. The vehicle, as you can see, is a total loss. Now to some good news as we come to sports. For any professional volleyball fans out there, this Saturday, Love Nebraska faces off against Salt Lake at the Heartland Events Center in Grand Island. The match begins at 7 p.m. on our station. A streaming-only pregame show will kick off at 6:30 p.m. You can download the 1011 Now app on Roku to be sure to watch. Finally tonight, and rounding out your night beat, is a check of the 7-day forecast. What doesn't show up here is the fact that we have issued a weather alert day for Friday for the risk for severe weather, not only tonight into early tomorrow, but potential for a second round that could be high impact by the afternoon, evening hours, depending on the positioning of a cold front. That cold front will also determine how warm we really get tomorrow before we take a step back with temperatures in the middle 50s on Saturday and then going toward the lower 70s toward the end of the weekend and eventually springing forward on Sunday. So we will see all that in a span of days, but be sure to be weather aware to end this week. Of course, we'll be giving you updates on the weather on our weather app, our news app, and right here on our streaming platforms if there were any severe weather to be tracking through the state of Nebraska.
You've been listening to The Night Beat, sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Lincoln. Watch, listen, and stream on the 1011 app on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.